Diddy baby mama speaking out. And it reads, Diddy's son, Justin Combs' mother, Missa Hilton, posted a video on Instagram of the raid on Diddy's LA mansion. She slammed Homeland Security for being overly militarized and too aggressive with her son during the surprise raid. Also, Missa Hilton accuses Homeland Security of trying to humiliate her son and claims that if these were the sons of a non-black celebrity, they would have not been handled with the same aggression. But as the very first comment read, ma'am, your son is 30. That man is grown, okay? And watching the security, sure, they definitely came in with a lot of force. They came in that thing on some Call of Duty for sure. But I mean, they didn't do nothing too crazy. They made the man step back, go against the wall, I'm sure it's probably a little traumatizing for him. But I mean, last time I checked, he wasn't the son of a sensitive rapper, or is he?
Deviance is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
Oh my gosh, where do we begin? All right, well, he's changed his name many times over the years. You might know him as Sean Combs, Puff Daddy, Puffy, Puff, P. Diddy, or just Diddy, the D, the I, the D, the D, the Y. Okay, well, there have always been rumors, and quite frankly, I always thought that they were conspiracies because they sounded crazy.
Right.
First and foremost, rumors that he was gay. Also rumors that he was behind the killing of his quote-unquote best friend, the Notorious B.I.G., and also that he had something to do with the killing of Tupac. Well, last year, things got interesting because Combs' ex, her name was Cassandra, she went by Cassie, and she filed a federal lawsuit against him in New York alleging years of assaults. Now, again, they dated for like more than 10 years, so she obviously was very close to him and knew his lifestyle. Her lawsuit contained graphic allegations that he raped her in 2018, that he physically abused her, that he intimidated her, that he made her have sex with male escorts while he watched. The lawsuit also alleged that he blew up another artist's car, his name was Kid Cudi, in order to stop him from seeing Cassie romantically when him and Cassie split up. I mean, again, all of this sounds insane if it's true. Well, Kid Cudi thought the accusations were true. He said, yes, that is factually what happened. But of course, Diddy denied those allegations.
What?
And he instead came out
Hold up, you mean to tell me Diddy out here blowing up cars in order to... Dog. Ooh, he had to do something crazy to Cassie.
Said
I'm
that
just
Cassie
saying that.
was simply trying to blackmail him for $30 million. And by the way, that is plausible, right? We've seen tons of those instances, especially in the era of Me Too. But this one felt a little different because we're like, okay, but she's known you for a very long time, and these allegations are quite weird, but we never got a follow-up there because then he very quickly settled with her for an undisclosed amount. And then even more women started coming out saying they were victims of Diddy. And then it seemed like an avalanche. And he issued a very strong statement condemning them for essentially extortion attempts and trying to murky his name. So again, you don't know what's real. You don't know what's not until this recent lawsuit. And this one's different, guys. A man named Rodney Jones has come forward to sue Diddy. And this is not your average lawsuit. I will say right now, many lawsuits are in fact frivolous. I have fought and won frivolous lawsuits. This person, however, his name is Rodney Jones. He lived, traveled, and he worked with Diddy as a producer. And he is alleging that he has hours upon hours of recorded footage and pictorial evidence, which has been included in this document, to support his claims. And I have to say, these claims seem very credible. Now, to be clear, Rodney, also goes by Lil Rod, is suing Diddy and others, we're going to get to who those others are, for $30 million, claiming that he was subjected to sexual misconduct for the duration of the production process of an album. It is a 70-page lawsuit. It has been filed in the Southern District of New York. And he is claiming that while working on the album and living with Combs in New York, California, Florida, other locations, that Diddy repeatedly groped him, touching his, I'm sorry to say this, guys, his anus and his crotch without consent, and attempting to groom him into accepting a homosexual relationship.
Bro, and no punches like followed up behind that. I mean, I don't condone violence. I'm just say that. I don't. But if somebody does it once and you know, hey, bro, that's already disrespectful. That one time is enough. I'm gonna say that. But then it happens again. Bro, we going to church. We throwing hands. We putting hands together.
Relationship by showing him explicit videos of others in Hollywood. Yes, they have named other artists, claiming that homosexuality was a normal practice in the music industry. He's also claiming that Diddy would walk around the house naked and force him to watch him shower, and is alleging that he went forward and told Diddy's chief of staff, Christina Karam, about this. And Christina came back to him and said, well, you know, Sean will just be Sean.
What's even more interesting about this situation, well, it's not interesting at all. I think that was the wrong phrasing. But as this story develops, this happened. Ashton Kutcher is expecting to receive a subpoena amid Diddy's allegations of sex trafficking. Kutcher and Diddy have been friendly for decades, but Daily Mail claims the no-string attached actor's wife, Mila Kunis, has restricted any contact between the two in light of recent events. Puffy and Kutcher even hosted the legendary White Party together on July 4th, 2009. Check out this clip. The comment section, aka the new streets, these days definitely took to this. You can talk about them all day. You just can't ask who they worked for. Ooh, I mean, that's a great observation right there. It says Ashton Kutcher also defend Danny Masterson, who was found guilty of doing the unthinkable to two women. Masterson is serving 30 years in life. That's the guy that was on that 70s show. And that was the time that Ashton and his wife, I believe, had took up for this guy. He was pretty much saying that he's a good guy, all this other stuff, and trying to defend his honor and admit all of the things that was coming out against him that turned out to be true. Couples who finish each other's sentences, oh my gosh, there I go. And who the elites try everything to keep people divided. They use shout out to George Carlin, man, rest his soul. That guy right there is a gem for sure. And yeah, just a whole lot of random stuff up under here, man. Kanye West told us years ago that Diddy was fed. Nothing else about Ashton at this point.
So I guess I never realized how close Ashton Kutcher is with P. Diddy. I had no idea that they had been friends for years and Ashton Kutcher used to attend Diddy's white parties. Like, Diddy and Ashton have been close even back when he was married to Demi Moore. And I know that I've talked about why I don't like Demi Moore, the main reason being because of this clip from when Demi was, I think she was 19 or 20, and she made out with a teenage boy. I think he was 15 years old. I just always thought it was gross and weird, and I was never really a fan of her, never have really kept up with her since I found out about this clip that I'm not going to play for you because it's gross. But anyway, I am officially headed down the rabbit hole to learn more about the origins of this friendship, and I find it very interesting because Ashton Kutcher was recently exposed for writing a letter to the judge asking for leniency in Danny Masterson's R-word sentencing, while simultaneously being a founder and running a organization to protect people, especially children, from becoming victims. For someone who claims to care so much about victims, this guy really seems to have a lot of friends who are horrible, horrible people. I'm gonna dig into this. I'll let you know what I find.
of the show. I was like 19, right?
Right.
And they're like, okay, you guys are going to be making out in this scene.
Yeah, I never kissed the guy. So I was so, I mean, you know, Ash was attractive, and I was a 14-year-old little girl, and I was extremely scared for my life.
Sure.
And he was very nice about it. He was like, oh, don't worry. So I was like, okay. Then Danny goes to him and goes, dude, I'll give you $10 if you French kiss her. What, when you stick your tongue in my mouth?
No.
For $10.
You're making it sound like it was like really, okay, Dan, we had a little side bet going.
Yeah,
Like,
which was?
It wasn't very
as to whether or not, you're kissing on the show or boyfriend and girlfriend,
Yeah.
you would use tongue. So Danny bets me like $20 that I wouldn't do it. And of course I'm like, yeah, sure, what's the
You
deal?
did the old teeth block?
Yes.
Yeah,
You didn't let us do the teeth block. You were like, oh,
Yes, he never got his
You were
tongue.
very
Oh,
excited.
no, you didn't, Ashton. Just admit it.
She
Dad, I
tongue
swear.
back.
She's 14.
No.
She didn't. You stop it.
She would know that was not the first. You had turned 15 by then.
No, she was 12, but I know it.
There's a big difference. That 1 year makes the whole world change.
All I can say is it's not looking too good for Ashton Kutcher. However, y'all remember when Stevie J said he wanted to, box 50? Yeah, we ain't finna talk about none of that. However, Stevie J recently just appeared on TMZ to talk about his homeboy Diddy. Let's peep it.
I don't know whatever someone does in their bedroom, that's what they do. I don't got nothing to do with that. I'm just here to say that I've never seen my man doing anything foul like they talking about.
None of it. All of it.
I've never seen it. I've known him for 29 years. And then it's like with guys like 50, you know what I'm saying? Like Uncle Tom cats like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you want to put me, I don't know if y'all saw the post where 50 posted about me. Of course you guys seen it. Right?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, 50 has been going after Diddy and everybody associated with him for months now, ever since the Cassie lawsuit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But, you can't brush under the rug. I don't see anybody reporting about what Tatted Up Holly said about him beating her up and about, his other baby mom saying beating her up. I just look at it as, he wants to bring the black community down worse than anyone else. How is that so? I said what I said on my post, and I'm standing on that too. Now, since he didn't accept what my offer to him, and he want to continue to be a comedian, why don't you go make some movies with Michael Blackson and don't talk about him?
Okay.
If you don't want to fight, if you don't want to donate to charity, donate the bread to charity and fight. Don't stop being a girl and talking about dudes. I find it funny that, when they first try to crucify somebody, they go through the media first. And they're just flooded with lies and propaganda. I'm not concerned about this this dude Curtis. You know what I'm saying? He's Uncle Tom, and that's just what it is. I'm going to speak on 1,000% of what I know to be true about my guy. My spirits are up. He's spending time with his children and his mother. You know what I'm saying? I'm working out. He's doing very well. I've known this guy for 29 years. See, I'm not just a guy off the internet trolling. I'm a first-hand witness.
Stevie, it's my understanding that when the raid went down in Miami, were you on Star Island or were you actually at Diddy's house? I know you were in Miami.
I was at his crib working in the studio. I was sitting outside the studio door, and I heard a big boom. Now, mind you, before we get into this, I'm not a spring chicken, even though I look fly and stuff. But I've witnessed some historical events of excessive force, but none like this since Saddam Hussein or El Chapo or Pablo Escobar even Osama bin Laden. I heard a big boom. So I'm thinking a lot of people do work on the island all day long, so I'm figuring someone dropped some materials. Heard it again. Turn my head, I'm hearing do. Armored vehicles, 3 big armored vehicles come. Dudes jump out, I got 50 dots on my shirt. Screaming, yo, get on the ground. I'm like, yo, really? I'm the only one here. Took me outside, I asked to speak to the higher ups. I was under arrest. And they said, no, you're being detained. I want to speak to the higher ups. Spoke to the higher ups. I said, am I under arrest? They said, no, you're not. Let me let you go. Boom. Let me go check your bags. You don't have any weapons and all. I'm like, I don't have any weapons.
Stevie, what did they take from the house? Were you able to see?
I saw them take one bag.
Well, did they take electronics? Because they did in Los Angeles.
I'm sure they took some electronics, some of the camera stuff and all that. Probably they didn't want him to get a look at what they were doing in his crib, like how they came in with the armored trucks. Of course, they took all that stuff.
You know, I will say this. I don't know about any of this to be concrete just yet. I mean, we got to see how this all plays out and everything that develops. But I'm with the comments on this one, man. Who's bringing who down? You remember Mace publishing rights. You remember Craig Matt's publishing rights. You remember the situation with Sean. I don't think we need to say any more as it pertains to that. And do y'all not dislike it when people who never contribute to the black community, obviously he's created music and stuff like that, but you know what I mean when I say contribute, or even speak up about the injustices within the black community. I hate it when it's the people who never speak up to say anything, fix their mouth about anything that's actually happening in the black community, and then, you know, they use it as almost like a victim card. That's what I meant. Man, sorry y'all for sending y'all on that rumbling rampage.